Each week I do these videos. I write a blog, and I've been doing a video kind of based off of the blog now for, I don't know, 5 years or so, somewhere around there, maybe six or more, I don't know. About 340 weeks, I think. So you do the math. Um, and originally, I have been writing a blog for a long time, and a friend and a business strategist coach who used to work for Tony Robbins said, you should do live videos, piques people's interest, increases traffic, so on and so forth. So I started doing it, and it was true. It did help pique people's interests and get them to kind of come over and look at stuff. Usually the voice or the narrative of the blog is a bit of a kind of a teaching, or a check this out, I do this, try this, that kind of a thing. And this video and the blog that kind of corresponds with it, if you go over and check it out, is less of that. And it's more just kind of talking about my experience, my personal experience. So about a week ago, my wife and I euthanized we had a little 6-pound Yorkshire Terrier. And she was about 15 or 16. My wife had her when we met, and she'd rescued her. And so I had this little dog for about 10 years. And I don't know if you've ever euthanized a pet, or lost a pet died, whatever happened. But I've just had such unique and profound experiences around the death of a pet, and the grief that I experienced around that was so much different than death of people, humans and family members and so on and so forth. And I've not really, for most of my life, I had not really been willing to grieve and to allow my heart to open and to be in pain and to kind of feel the emptiness of grief, the loss of whatever it was that I loved or that was important to me. And I'd had numerous deaths and losses of things throughout my childhood and throughout my life, death of family members. And I seemed to have this wonderful ability to have just numbed out and to cope in ways that didn't have me actually dealing with what was going on. And I guess that was what I needed for a while, was to be able to protect myself from that. That was the idea that I had. And I don't know if you're this way, but what I was terrified of was that if I allowed myself to feel sad or feel grief or feel the loss of the things that are and were important to me, was that I would just become depressed and debilitated, and that it would basically just kind of swallow me up. This dark black hole would swallow me up. And I had other, man box, toxic masculinity stuff in there too. And so I avoided it. And about 10 years ago, I had kind of a series of things happen very closely. And one of them was when my brother died. And I've written about this and I've talked about this before. I've been, very transparent about this experience, but I couldn't run from it. I couldn't run from it anymore, and I couldn't numb myself anymore. And the thing that I had used, the numbness around physical pain that I had transferred into my ability to numb emotional pain, it just didn't work. So it did swallow me up, and it was a very powerful, amazing experience that now looking back was an absolutely pivotal time in my life, around my relationships, around how I view time, around how I view my work, and how I want to help the world and fulfill my mission to raise the consciousness of the planet. And so the thing that I guess I'm just looking to share is a couple things, and one of them is that it helped me to see and get clear on what I'm doing with my time and who I'm spending that time with, and really allowing me to discern and to cull away specific things that weren't actually aligned with what I really wanted to do, with what my heart and soul wanted. And I can get preoccupied by all kinds of things, just like the rest of us. But it helped me to continue to come back to what was truly important and be less preoccupied and less distracted by certain things. So this dance that I've been doing now for about a decade has improved over and over. My brother dying, I was a complete disaster. Drinking and distracting and trying to run away, and finally facing it and having people to support me to face it, friends and other mental health people and stuff like that. And so facing it helped me to deal with other deaths in a much more beautiful and a much healthier way. You may be way ahead of me on this. I don't know. I think my knack for numbing out is pretty good, and maybe other people's propensity for that are less. But my wife and I euthanized another one of our dogs, about 6 years ago or so, and it was so much more profound to actually be present and have my heart open for that, which then led me to be really, really open as much as I could when my dad died about 4 or so years ago, and other family members and stuff like that along the way. But it's more challenging, and it's more, it tugs on my heart more, but I wouldn't change it and have it any other way. So yeah, and now this last pet, this our little best friend dying, has again just been very, very beautiful and very, touching my soul, and having me, do the dance around life and death and what it means, and the finality and the termination of things. So and it continues to show me where I'm wasting my precious life force, and where I'm wasting my soul dollars on bullshit stuff like my ego, like caring about what people think of me or anything like that. And so I just wanted to share this, and maybe you're with me, but I think it's important. It has been important for me to have other people who do this in this way, that have showed me and that have helped and assisted me, so that I can live in this way. And I think it's a much fuller and richer life. So next week, I'm going to talk about this some more, a little bit deeper cut. I haven't written about it yet. I want to write out a little bit more and share some more. So thanks for your time. Have a great day.